Hi there, welcome to What's Happening in Brazil. Let's start with the latest news from the country.
COVID-19 vaccination of children started in Brazil. The first kid to be immunized was the 8-year-old indigenous boy Davi from the Chavante people. He received his first vaccine shot on January 14th. Davi took the Pfizer vaccine aimed at children aged 5 to 11 years old. It has a different composition and dosage from the vaccine used on people aged 12 years old or more. Last month, the immunization of children became a tug-of-war. Anvisa, the country's agency that controls the approval of drugs, authorized the Pfizer vaccine. However, the federal government made it difficult to access the vaccine. The Ministry of Health, Marcelo Queiroga, got to the point of defending the obligation of medical prescription and authorization from those legally responsible for children to allow childhood vaccination. It is against Brazil's legislation. President Jair Bolsonaro also criticized the vaccination of kids. In an interview with a radio station on January 6th, he said there are hidden interests behind Anvisa's approval of vaccines. He also said that he wouldn't allow his daughter, who is 11 years old, to be vaccinated. He added that he is not aware of kids that died due to COVID-19. Since the first days of the pandemic, more than 300 children have died in Brazil from COVID. The number of guns in circulation classified in the hunter, sports shooter, and collector category is higher than those in the hands of the country's military police. That's what a survey made from official data on guns in Brazil shows. Until April 2021, there were 583,498 guns with the military police. The hunter, sports shooter, and collector category have a total of 648,731 guns. Besides, there are more than 562,000 guns in the hands of civilians. Since his rise to power, Jair Bolsonaro has published more than 30 decrees facilitating access to guns. The alleged reason for the decrees is that people have the right to defend themselves. However, public security experts disagree with him. They point out that more guns in circulation increase violence, as seen in Brazil during the 90s. They warn of a possible rise in femicide rates in the country. A bill underway in Congress forbids the acquisition of guns by those who practice violence against women, elders, and children.
According to economists, the economic situation of Brazilian families will probably be even more hard in 2022. A recession scenario and high interest rates tend to stop hiring and expand non-payment, which reached Brazil's record last October.
Economically speaking, 2022 will be a hard year to Brazilians. Despite a certain recovery last year, it was insufficient to reach, let alone surpass, the pre-pandemic level. The growth projections for this year are close to zero.
As we have damaged job market as the situation we are facing now aggravated by a very low growth projection for this year, it's no surprise that families and companies end up in debt.
According to data from Brazil's central bank, there was 21.7% rise in granting credit during the pandemic, while interest rates were still low. However, with the rise in interest rates that took place in December, the impetus for indebtedness may even grow. But it will bump against higher interest rates and worse conditions. Economist Isis Ferreira comments data from a research released in October last year.
We have almost 76% of Brazilian families in debt, which means that they have at least one debt to pay in the future. It also means that they really need credit to manage some income until the end of the month.
Besides the restrictions imposed due to the pandemic, small businesses owners are also getting more and more trapped in interest of debts already contracted. That's the case of former athlete Luana Machado. She got financing to her gym and opened the new business in March 2020, only 2 weeks before the first lockdown in the city of São Paulo. Although the gym currently has almost 90 clients, the flow of clients still does not cover the debt installments and the negotiation is beyond complicated.
The last answer they gave me was in December. They said that if I don't pay my debt, they'll take my house. I said, I'm going to take a legal action and try to resolve it legally.
Generally, the financial institutions see the small businesses as risky ones, and obviously, in the pandemic period, this perception is broader.
In São Paulo's periphery neighborhood, women who already are grandmas decide to form a Brazilian fan group. The initiative has been successful. Take a look.
It all started with the pandemic and the effects of a virus that made elderly people its main target. Amid this sad period of our lives, a group of grandmothers from Cidade Tiradentes, São Paulo's periphery neighborhood, decided to turn their pain and angst into music. Their flagship is Brazil's funk music, guided by the potent lyrics written by MC Grandma Benta.
Como eu sofri de depressão.
I was depressed. I had panic syndrome and COVID, and other grandmothers suffered the same and had no opportunity to speak about it. That's how MC Grandma Benta and Tiradentes grandmas were born.
Until the moment, 3 songs were already recorded. The success came after the release of É Chapa Quente, As Vovós da Tiradentes, roughly translated as A Storm is Brewing, the Tiradentes Grandmas.
You are walking by and there is a car playing our songs. Then you are in the bus and the bus conductor and the driver greet you. People know who we are.
Empoderadas, vovó. Com muito orgulho, muito amor, muito contente. Eu agradeço a Deus pelas vovó da Tiradentes.
Antigamente,
Formerly, the old grandmas used to say, let's go to grandma's house to eat cake. We make some delicious recipes to the children. But now they come with us and things are different.
But these grandmothers' dreams are not yet totally fulfilled. The focus now is on the creation of a new welcoming place to other grandmothers in Tiradentes' neighborhood.
não é porque nós chegamos nos 60.
It isn't because we are 60, 70, 80 years old that life ended. I always say and repeat that for us, it is all in the beginning. So we are empowered. In our songs, in our lyrics, we say that grandmas need to practice sports to be happy. We want to hang out, we like to drink beer and dance.
Empoderada, empoderadas, vovó. Agora é hora do show das poderosas, poderosas, poderosas.
And now it's time for Brazilianism.
Widely consumed in the Middle East, the curd is a dish we always find in dairy farming places. To prepare this recipe, you will need 1 liter of milk and half a cup of industrial curd or whole natural yogurt. It is important to see the label because it should only contain milk and yeast. Boil the milk and let it cool until it is just warm. Mix with the curd or yogurt. Transfer the contents to pots or platters. This is a kind of homemade curd. You can use a rectangular plastic box or a styrofoam box. Place the pots on a cloth and in the middle of them, a hot water bottle. Cover the pots with tea towels and then a few quilts over to keep them warm. Close the box and wait for at least 24 or 48 hours if the weather is too cold. Take all the pot contents and place the curd on a fabric. Wrap it in a bundle and hang it to a sink faucet for the night. Under the pack, I put a small pot to collect the weight. The next day, the curd will be dry. You can make it salty or sweet. For the salty one, take some of the curds, put it on a pot, and mix a little of the whey to make it creamier. Season with a pinch of salt, lemon zest, black pepper, red pepper, and parsley. Drizzle with plenty of olive oil, and to finish, add mint leaves. For the sweet curd, mix it with the fruit jelly of your choice.
Do you like the show? So hit the like button and share with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to receive notifications. We'll see you next week.